Hello there guys, hopefully the wind noise isn't too bad. So, making this quick vlog to talk about some of the things that have happened recently. Now, I'm still sober, I'm still clean from all medications and stuff. I was hoping to make a video every month, but I haven't been able to. There's been a lot of stuff happening recently that really pushed me to my limits, really kind of broke me. One of those things is that a friend died. A friend that had their own issues, that had gone through the system, the psychiatric system, that had been given antipsychotics and drugs like that. And left in that sort of state of just never really improving, always just being held sort of in, I don't know what you want to call it, stasis or whatever. And it affected me quite a lot. For the first few days or even the first week, I was in complete shock. It was just this haze over the world, over my existence, over my perception of everything. This feeling of intense loneliness, intense shock. I don't think I've ever really experienced it like that. When I went to sleep on the second day, I had I guess you call it night terrors or whatever. Like I was woken in my sleep, sort of thing, like gasping for air, kind of thing. You feel all sorts of things. I felt like it was unreal, like it wasn't real. That kind of feeling. Denial, anger, frustration. There was a lot of arguments with people I knew, so I lost friends as well. So I lost a few people. Some that I knew for years. And then there's feelings of guilt. Because it was someone that I was trying to help, and then there's that feeling that maybe you didn't help enough. Maybe you didn't make the right choices, maybe you didn't do this, maybe you didn't do that, maybe you should have done this differently, maybe you should have done that differently. So that's why I couldn't even bring myself to make a video for a while. It's been almost 4 weeks now. The funeral is in 2 days. Thinking about doing that is stressful. Because of course I'm not used to being in places like that. Further away from home as well. Not too far, but I'm gonna try and do my best. I'm gonna try and do my best. That's all I can do. I just have to take every day, day by day. There's been times when I felt more normal, like my old self, I guess, kind of. Maybe not my old self, but getting close to it. I'm sort of peering through this sort of layer of sort of intense sort of loneliness that I keep on getting, stuff like that. there's times when I feel slightly more normal, I guess. But this wouldn't be much of a video if all I did is just whine about my problems, would it? It's a bit of a boring video. So, what did I do during this time to help with those sorts of feelings? Well, I've been using new medicinal mushrooms, functional mushrooms, sorry, I'm not using, so I'm not microdosing at the moment, of course, because I feel like it's too early to use stuff like psilocybin microdosing, because I want to let the normal grieving process go. Like I want it to the normal grieving process to just unfold naturally. I don't want to start microdosing and then sort of, I want to do it at the right time, and I feel like it's not quite there yet. I might do it in 2 to 4 weeks' time from now, possibly. I'll see how I feel. I think it would be highly beneficial when I do it, but I'm not quite ready yet. But I have been using functional mushrooms. So I've been using reishi mushrooms, which are apparently quite good for grieving process and stress. I've been using mainly just reishi. I've used a little bit of cordyceps now and then on the day that I do my workout. But I used to use that anyway. Like that's for like, it gives you a little bit more more fuel in the tank during your workout. I've been doing more yoga. Yesterday I did an hour of yin yoga. I'm pretty much only doing yin yoga right now. And I try to do an hour at least 3 times a week. I have used I think it's called Rosea. I don't know how you pronounce it. I've used that a few times in the morning, but not every day. I've used it quite rarely. A handful of times. Beneficial effect. Nothing serious, but beneficial effect. I wouldn't use it every day, but beneficial effect. I've used ashwagandha. These are all adaptogens or functional mushrooms, by the way. So I've used ashwagandha 2 or 3 times. I don't seem to get a huge effect from ashwagandha, but I've never actually really tested it properly, so maybe I need to try it more or whatever. Who knows? Yeah, those are the main things that I've used. Oh, and chaga, but that's like just for immunity. I've used that a few times as well. I wanted to see if it had any benefit on my mental health, but I don't think it really makes much difference. I guess how I feel right now is just, it's interesting how I feel right now, like right at the second, right now. I kind of feel like, I don't know, calm but empty. Like I just felt empty, I guess. I don't know why. Well, I do, I guess. I don't know. I've lost a lot of people, I guess. I've lost friends and more than one. People that I used to speak to every day for years. Gone. Either dead or... fuck. I don't know, man. I pretty much cried the first 3 days, I think. Non-stop almost. Just constantly. And then you don't cry anymore because you can't cry. It's just like you're too tired to cry or some shit. You just don't have the energy in the tears or some shit. I don't fucking know. Like, what the fuck? You just don't cry anymore, I guess. I think today I had a very small cry, but I don't know why. But apart from that, well, it's a very stressful time because not only that, but it was my end of year assignment for my university. I do a remote university degree, so I do it at home, but my end of year assignment can't be delayed, and I had 3 of them for 3 different modules, a whole year's worth of work. And they can't be delayed under any circumstance, not even if you're hit by a car, if you're struck by lightning, they won't give you any extension. That's the Open University for you. And yes, they won't give you any extension no matter what. Doesn't matter if you lose your hands or your arms or whatever, they just won't give you an extension. Doesn't matter. Does not matter what it is. So I kind of crawled my way into finishing that. I crawled to the finish line with that. I just kind of did 10-20 minutes at a time, and then repeat that 10-20 minutes when I was able to, like an hour or two later or whatever. And maybe I'll just sit there for like a while, just sort of in complete fucking, I don't know, brokenness, I guess. But I think I'm past that stage. I am doing normal things now, well, mostly normal things now. Like, yeah, I'm back to sort of my normal routine more now. Yeah, it's not all bad news. There is some good news. Some good news is that, of course, I did get the assignments done. I don't think I'll get a high grade because I did it just to scrape by, and I'm hoping that all of them will pass. So hopefully they will pass, and hopefully I finish the year. Otherwise, I fail the year, and that's like £7,000 lost to a student loan that can't be recovered, and I have to redo the whole year. Fun times. But yeah, it's not all just bad news. I mean, that's some good news that I got it done. But some good news is that I started driving lessons, which is a pretty big step for me, considering where I'm coming from, and how bad I was a few years ago. You know, I couldn't even go to the supermarket. I couldn't walk around the supermarket, and I couldn't go outside like 2 or 3 years ago. I didn't even leave the house. So now I'm doing driving lessons and driving down the road at 25 miles an hour or whatever. Not that fast, but because it was only my first lesson. Maybe we'll go faster next time. So yeah, so I'm doing my driving lessons, and I'm kind of doing it in a way not just to drive, but as a form of exposure therapy for myself. Getting behind the wheel of a car, and sort of your brain is faced with this new thing that you've never done before. And it's a completely new thing. It's a new way of viewing the world, which sounds crazy, but it's true. You don't usually travel in that way when you don't drive. I mean, you can do if you're in a car, but it makes you think in different ways. I'm not kidding you. Like, every time I've got in a car since, I've been thinking like a driver. You start looking at street signs and you start judging people's like what they're doing and stuff. Whereas usually you're just a passenger and you don't think about that stuff. You're just in the car and you go from your destination to where you're going from to your destination, and you don't think like, oh well, that guy shouldn't have done that, you know. And even though it's only a minor thing that he's doing, but you're like, oh well, he shouldn't have pulled that right turn or whatever. So yeah, so it forces you to think about the world in a different way, and I think that's kind of beneficial in a way, possibly. But also, I hope that I'll be able to travel to new places. And I think my problem is that, of course, that I don't like the idea of catching trains and stuff, or planes, because I was agoraphobic. So, you know, you're locked in a small space, or what feels like a small space, with lots of people. Even if there's no people, it's still like weird. It didn't used to be like that. I didn't used to be like that, or whatever. So I still haven't got there yet. But I feel like if I learn to drive, at least then I have more freedom. Even if I can only go like twice the distance I used to, that's still like, I'd still love that. I'd still love that. But I think I'd be able to go even further. I think I'd be able to go quite far if I could drive. But there's also a lot of daunting aspects to driving, of course. it's anxiety inducing for like anyone, I think. So there's that. But my first lesson, I didn't have any anxiety when I was in the driver's seat. I only had anxiety when I was in the passenger seat, driving to where we was going. Strangely. But once I was in the driver's seat, it was like I was too busy to be anxious, in a way. I was like, okay, I don't have time to be anxious here. Like, I'm moving this 1 or 2 ton, whatever, metal box down the road. Like, I can't really be anxious right now, because if I do be anxious, then this metal box is gonna, like, ruin someone's day. It's gonna cause a lot of problems. It's flying down the street with these small explosions going on in the front and is propelling itself forward, and it's kind of, I don't really have time to be anxious right now. Just wasn't the time. So yeah, so I did pretty well on that, apparently. I drove pretty well, actually, apparently. Shifted gears fine, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, apparently I did quite good. So harsh braking, apparently I braked harsh, but I made it softer the next time. But yeah, brakes were quite sharp. But yeah, so I did well on my driving lesson, and I plan on doing 2 more driving lessons in 12 days time. No, in 9 days time, I think. 2 more driving lessons the week after this. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm already planning ahead for doing my theory test, which will take place in a different city, which is a bit daunting because I haven't travelled to a different city in a long time. But I'm determined to really try, and I really want to be able to do it. And I have no idea how I'm going to take the driving test. Like, it's in a different city, and I'll be driving a car for a while and being judged while I'm doing it in a completely different place that I might not have never even been to. And I won't want to fail, and it's expensive, and it's a nightmare for even a normal person, so I have no idea. But I'm just going to keep on going, day by day, week by week, month by month, keep on doing the lessons, keep on getting used to just driving and going more places, and maybe it'll be good doing that. Maybe it will be beneficial for my mental health. Maybe it will help my sort of agoraphobic disorder, and maybe in time it'll help more, and we'll see. And maybe one day I'll just do the test and I'll be like, that wasn't even that bad. But yeah, so that's what I wanted to say. I just wanted to check in and update you all about those things. I know there's a few people that watch this channel that check up now and then still, but I'm still sober, I'm still clean. And I'll see you in the next one.